What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett, and of course, alongside me back again, Dabby Cab. Cab, how are you doing?
What's up, man? What's up? Just been capping these games all day. Pretty excited. I think I got some good stuff that we can talk about and come together and bring the people some money today.
Yes, that would be the ideal scenario here. Shout out to everyone watching. We appreciate you guys. As always, I actually had my first losing night of the season last night. I was down some juice. I wasn't really mad about it because the Mets gave up those runs late in the game. That was kind of a heartbreaker. I didn't think I was had a chance in that game, and it turned out to be a really good game. So that was
Mhm.
disappointing. But we've already had a casher today. Shout out to the Cleveland Guardians and Reds no run first inning. If you follow me on Twitter, you see all the plays and whatnot. Sometimes they happen before the game, or before the show, I should say. But it'll be a good time, and that brings the record up for the season. Well, actually, I should update it because that's up one more unit. But
There you
as of
go.
last night, 20 and 13, up 14.96 units. If you take out the Blue Jays bet too, you're still up 6 units, which makes me feel even better about myself. So we're having a good year so far. Let's keep it rolling. Cab, you out there grinding too. I appreciate it. You've got a new show as well. Please tell the people about the show before we get going.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just doing it with Kenny. Me and him became pretty quick brothers when we were in San Antonio. What we're doing is going live at 7:30s. We're calling it Kenny and Cab. Um, we're bringing on different guests and different people that we've all known, we've all seen, and we're putting a face to the picks, and also trying to bring in new people and give them like a welcome, home. And also, of course, we're capping baseball games and trying to cash some tickets. So
That'll be a good time. That'll be a good time. It is nice to have names to faces in the chat as well.
yeah,
So I agree wholeheartedly as well. I never knew what a cab looked like until a couple months ago. So if at first he was just a nameless blob, amorphous dabby cab, and now he's a person.
yeah, there you go.
That's how it works, gentlemen. So shout out to Reek and Ron Lofton. Thanks for watching, you guys, as always. Let's get into the baseball capping. What a pretty
Yeah,
thick card today.
yeah.
I don't want to count off how many games I could, but I would be doing mathematics, and I don't want to do that. But we've got a lot. I've got some plays out there already official. I'll run through them right quick. Cab, if you've got plays official out there right now, we'll go through yours right quick, and we'll get right into it. So I've got, like I said, I had that Guardians Reds no run first inning minus 120. That cash, thankfully. I've got the Mets Phillies no run first inning minus 115. Miami Los Angeles Angels no run first inning minus 110. Rockies first five minus a half, not plus a half, minus a half, and plus for that's one for plus 150. San Diego money line minus 112. And that's all I've got for you guys right now. Cabby, what about you, my man? What you got?
Okay, so none of them are active right now, but I post all my plays to Twitter as soon as I make them, and I've got three up at the moment. I've got Atlanta first five minus 105, half a run on the run line. Man, I made that before the pitching change. So,
Oh, so that gets canceled out then. That's unfortunate.
well, no, I mean I went ahead and stuck with it. So,
Oh, okay, so you
so
rebetted. Okay, fair enough.
yeah. I kind of rebet it because I had already given it out, and I also kind of still like the angle that I'm going at. So we'll talk about that. And then the second one, I got the Cardinals on the run line in the first five, also at minus 125. And then the last one, I'm on Houston on the run line in the first five at minus 118. I've got a handful of plays that we're going to talk about that I also might add to my list because I really like them. But at this moment, that's what I'm on. Yeah.
Okay, good, fantastic, and we'll get right into these games, and we'll break them down. Shout out our picks again when it gets time to talk about them again. Puzzler, next time for next show, I will zoom in a little closer, my man. I cannot zoom in from right here, unfortunately, but I'll zoom in next time for you, my man. I got you. All right, first game on the docket. These Athletics of Oakland versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Adam Euler. I like
Aller, I
saying
think.
I think for some reason my big dumb brain always thinks it's IL and it's just I and L look the same, but
Yeah.
it's Adam Aller apparently versus Tommy Romero, another prospect for the Rays that is coming up. Supposed to be one of the Shane McClanahan guys, so we'll see. He was traded to the Rays a long time ago, actually, for Alex Colomé and Denard Span. Shout out to Denard Span. In AAA last year, he went 7-2 with a 3.8 ERA, 3.18, I should say, ERA in 12 games started, 62 innings pitched. Opponent batting average sub 200, 178 actually, so pretty good there, and a sub 1 whip, 0.96. But Oller's not a fucking slouch either, apparently. 4-1 last year in AAA, 2.48 or 2.45, I should say, ERA. 8 games started and 44 innings pitched in AAA. Identical batting average against. Basically the same whip, a little over a 102. Two good pitchers here. I don't have anything here. I wouldn't actually hate a no run in the first inning. Get these guys settled into their groove here. But after the performance that the Rays put up last night, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get after them early. I had the Rays first 5 team total, and I think I have not hit a team total this year so far. So I might be staying off those for a little bit. But I will be seeing here. I appreciate everyone watching and commenting as always. Shout out to Puzzler, Dennis Garcia, Teflon Don, Real Deal, all you guys. Appreciate you guys. Cab, what you got for this game?
Man, so I don't have a play on it either. If I'll start, because you said you were looking at maybe a no run in the first inning, right?
Yeah.
Not to instantly go against you, but my brain actually kind of went the other way on that one, and I have it circled with yes run in the first inning, which is something I don't hardly ever play. It's not something that I think about. But we've got 2 people making their major league debuts on the mound. And I can tell you from experience, every step that you take to get, to the next level, it's a mental game just as much as it is a physical game. And we don't know what these guys' mental makeups are yet, right? So a first inning with 2 people who haven't pitched yet, it really sounds juicy to me. Again, I didn't make it because I don't like betting on what I don't know. And I don't know these guys. But
That's a good rule of law right there, Cab. That's a good rule of law. I try to stick to that. Yeah, I'm not going to make anything official in this game, and you're probably right about both these guys making their debuts. So I will ultimately stay off this as well, and we'll just keep moving on, keep this show at a brisk pace, as Peter and Jimmy like to say. So shout out to them as always. Game number 2 on the docket is my first play, the no-run first inning, as I mentioned earlier. The New York Metropolitans versus the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets fucking stung me last night.
Oof.
I took a money line. I took a money line early, and the money just kept pouring in on the Phillies, and they kept going up as a favorite. So I got the shitty line too on top of it, and Taijuan Walker gets pulled early. So I'm like, wow, this is just not working out. But they score. Alec Boehm, 3 errors. Fucking hates this place, but he kept getting on base. They come back and win. So I get sunk a little bit. That was a little disappointing. Probably my most disappointing loss of the year so far. But honestly, I wanted to go right back to him, and I'll tell you why here. I wanted to go to the money line for the Mets because I really like how Tyler Meagle looked last time. He threw really well. Obviously, if you have watched a little bit of Mets baseball, and if you listen to their announcers a little bit, the thing they were raving about when his start is the jump in velocity. It was quite impressive. Last year, I actually wrote this down. I believe it was this start, actually. 96 miles an hour was his average. 94.6 was his average for whole last year. Threw some up into 99. Meagle, I don't know where he got the velocity from, but
that's juice.
Yeah, and Jimmy mentioned earlier in the day, Meagle hasn't pitched or did not pitch up over Double-A until he got to the major league. So I guess it is that like conditioning, and all that good stuff. And on the other side, Zach Wheeler has not started a game this year.
Yeah.
And spring training, nothing. Has not. It's been a weird start for Zach Wheeler. He had a sore right shoulder to start off with. Rested it, whatever, got over it. Then he was scheduled to make another start, got the flu. Sure, whatever, okay. Then got rained out of another start, and now he just didn't end up throwing a live game against other batters. So, I mean, that really like sets me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. This is a traditionalist Jose over here, but I need to see my pitchers at least throw one like spring training start against other guys. So a minus 150 on a Zach Wheeler, I think that's based on name value, honestly. And I think I'm probably by the end of the show, I'll make the Mets again plus 126 money line, the play of the player. I mean, I'll take my risk with the bullpen. It kind of got blown up in their face because man, I forget his name. I for some reason keep thinking Trevor Mays, but it's Trevor May. I was gonna say May.
Yeah. Yep.
Trevor May got pulled with a tight tricep. He seems to be all right day to day, and the bullpen kind of fell out from there. So I'm thinking about the Mets again. Cab, let me know what you think about this game.
Well, you might get me on the Mets, man, talking like that. Because look, Zach Wheeler is what you talked about. When I capped this game, my conclusion was the Mets have value. I'm scared to go against Zach Wheeler, even though everything's telling me that I can right now, like you just said. Okay. And when I'm saying I'm scared to go against him, it's just 6 out of his last 7 years. He's had a 3 ERA or better. That's a track record right there. I mean, so yeah, he worries me, but if he hasn't seen live hitters, just like a hitter has to see live pitching, pitchers have to see live hitting. It is so, so, so important. So, shout out again. I know you keep saying it, but the chat, that's what makes this. And Puzzler over here, he just said, just took the Mets first 5 plus 135. I mean,
honestly, that's probably the right move. That's probably what I would do. And
Yeah.
I like that first 5 number. I'm gonna look that up right now on Bovada. Puzzler, thank you for saying
Shout
that
out.
because I think that's kind of the push I need. And you can take it 2 ways too. Like I don't hate the plus a half minus 110 on Bovada. I'm getting the win, the money line as you call it, for plus 120. So Puzzler, you're getting great odds there. I'm gonna lock in the plus 120 as my official play. You guys can find better odds out there if you search around, but I'm gonna take the Mets here. Zach Wheeler, make a start, my man. I need to see it first. He obviously coming off one of his career best years. I need to see it. So let's make some starts here. And on top of that, if you're worried about Zach Wheeler going out there shoving with no prior experience or whatever you want to call it, he's got a 60 pitch limit today. So you get 60 pitches of Zach Wheeler, and then we go to a Phillies bullpen who, from the year to year, has just not been that great. They've obviously tried to make changes to it, and it started pretty well so far. But I'll take my chances. And shout out to Puzzler getting out of that penny.
So what did you just make official?
The first 5 plus 120 money line.
Put me on it with you. Let's go. Let's get this money. Let's go to that fucking window together, and let's cash this shit with Puzzler. I'm on it too.
Yeah, it's just a crazy number to me. Like I said, I think it's just based off name value alone for Zach Wheeler. If this was almost anyone else, I think the odds might be a little lower. But Zach Wheeler is obviously a great pitcher, and if he bites me here, and I take a Meagle who's up to velocity, just isn't that's not it. He just can't locate today. I'll take my chances there.
You said it goes 60 pitches, man, and he's out.
Yeah, 60 pitches, and we'll get him out. So we'll see. Maybe at the end of it, we'll be hoping that he throws more pitches. We'll be like, oh God, I wish Zach Wheeler would have stayed in there longer. But hey, we'll find out here soon. God, this next game, I feel so happy that I'm a little vindicated on this team right now. The Milwaukee Brewers versus the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh.
The Brewers stink. Oh my goodness. The Brewers are terrible right now. I don't understand.
Get that out of here, bro.
Get it out of there. It's been a tough start for them, and I was thinking about this last night, and it might be time for a voice change in there. And I understand Craig Counsell is one of the best managers in baseball, but that team just looks so sleepy.
Man, I said the same thing to somebody in the very first day. I said, whoever their hitting coach is needs to be fired immediately. And I think they were like, the coach? I was like, yes, these guys have absolutely no approach at the plate. I have been saying it since the first game, and my dumbass went back and bet them again and lost. Like, they have no approach at the plate whatsoever, man. So if I interrupted you, I'm sorry, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I agree wholeheartedly. My issue, I would normally be on the Orioles here. I've mentioned several times that I like the Orioles early on in the season. For some fucking reason, I wasn't on them last night because I've been saying I think the Cardinals are going to win this division. I don't think the Brewers are as good. I like the Orioles early, but I don't make the play. So that makes a whole lot of sense for me. But, I'm looking at it now on ESPN currently. They've got Spencer Watkins as going, and earlier today it was Alexander Wells. Someone can, if you guys can double check that for me. I'm pretty sure it's Wells, but I think that ESPN has it wrong here. But apparently Eric Lauer has come into baseball again, low velocity tick. I'm not a big Eric Lauer guy, but I think that Alexander Wells being as poor as he is, or Spencer Watkins, for that matter, being as poor as he is going to keep me off of it. And I think I have not looked at tomorrow's games yet, but I think John Means is supposed to go tomorrow.
I don't know. I haven't looked at that either.
I will take them tomorrow if it is John Means. But for some reason, ESPN says that Spencer Watkins is starting, but I still think it's Alexander Wells. So who will be right there, me or ESPN? That'll be an interesting battle between us. But Cabby, anything in this game?
No, I have every game like stuff I want to go over if we get all of it. Not this one. Pass, F it. You play the Orioles or you don't do anything. So, and for me, that's nothing.
And Ricky Bobby mentioned the Lauer over 4.5 Ks. I mean, I don't hate that. It's an Orioles lineup that after the first four guys is annoyingly porous. So I don't hate that, but if the Brewers are as bad as we say they are, I wouldn't be surprised if the Orioles come out to an early lead and they just make contact on the ball. So I haven't gotten the K-prop market yet. I'm going to get a hold of that. Definitely Sharpie's the guy for the K-prop. Shout out to Sharpie and his show. But I would double check with him, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, like, if you're paying attention to this game, just watch the Brewers. They are down 0-1, 0-2 every single count. If they get runners in scoring position, they don't shorten up. They're still swinging for the fence. That's what I mean when I say they have no approach. They're giving pitchers the count every at bat. And when you do that, your team's screwed. You're just going to get ran through.
Yeah, if you start down in that hole, it's a tough way to battle out of it. And I'll mention the lineup real quick. I should mention the lineups for all these games, but right now it's Wong, Adames, Yelich, McCutchen, Rowdy, Tellez, Hunter Renfroe, Omar Narvaez, Low Kane hitting shockingly low. I'm not used to seeing Lorenzo Kane hitting that low. And Jace Peters.
It makes no sense what's going on, man.
Cedric Mullins, Mount Castle, Trey Mancini, Austin Hayes hitting cleanup, which is a sight to see in the year of our Lord 2022. Ramon Urias, Anthony Santander, Chris Owings. Man, this is just a bad lineup. This is just a really bad lineup. This is Calvin Gutierrez and Robinson Chirinos to round it out. I hope the top four gets those guys, but I'm gonna keep moving on. Nothing on this game. Orioles are passed for me. I assume the same for you, Cab, so we'll just keep on moving. All right. Blue Jays, Yankees. Cab, my addiction's back, man. I want to bet the Blue Jays again, but I think I'm going to take a break from fading the Yankees today. It's not a Nestor Cortez thing. I'm absolutely not afraid of Nestor Cortez, who a deceptive pitcher, obviously. Him and his mustache, he could be considered one of my cousins if I grew it out again, which is slowly coming back. We'll see how that goes. Nestor 2-3 last year, 2.8 ERA and 14 starts. The thing that shocked me, by the way, a 3.78 FIP over a 2.9 ERA. So the difference there was a little shocking.
Doesn't make sense.
You say Kikuchi, I say I don't know, because I cannot. It's just a weird feeling with Kikuchi, man. I liked him at several points of the year, and I don't know if it was maybe just liking him against like shitty AL West teams, but I do not like him against the Yankees in this shitty ballpark after the Yankees get shut out by Alek Manoah yesterday. I definitely like the Teflon Don out there saying Yankees team total over. I wouldn't hate that at all. Just a pass game for me. Just be careful. My worry would be that the Yankees offense has not looked the best so far. That's really it. You got some home runs here or there from like Rizzo and Giancarlo. If he closes his eyes and swings at the ball, this is like 60% of the time, and the other percentage of the time he hits it so fucking hard.
So hard, man.
It's ridiculous. I can't stand him as a player. I would not want him on my baseball team, but he just closes his eyes and hits home runs all day. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did that today. against Kikuchi. I'm off this game. Cab, anything for you here?
So if I was leaning one way and watching, this will explain it probably. Don't think, just spit out a score that you think the final score will be. Spit it out.
I was thinking like 10-7, honestly.
Okay, so
Something high.
what'd you just say?
Uh,
10-7, right? I would think like at minimum 6-4, right? Which still gets us to the over. So I'm kind of leaning on the over on this one pretty strong, but
man, that's convincing, Cab. That's
yeah.
convincing. That might be the first total. I mean, maybe it was a ridiculous thing to say 17 as the runs, but I'm gonna take a star on that Toronto New York Yankees over 9.5 right now. Put a star there. Come back to that later. Lineups are confirmed out right now for this game too. Let me find it real quick. We've got obviously the regular gentlemen for the Toronto Blue Jays: Springer, Bichette, Vladdy, Teoscar, who slid and made a catch. Looked like he banged up his wrist a little bit, but seemed fine. Whatever. Little Gurriel, Alejandro Kirk, Matt Chapman, who, as Jimmy's noticing, cannot lay off the high fastball. It seems to be an issue for a lot of younger batters, but I think he'll figure it out. Santiago Espinal, and then a catcher that I have not seen for the Blue Jays because Danny Jansen on the IL early. I forgot what he pulled. I think it was like an oblique or something like that. But Tyler Heineman, my Blue Jay Canadian fans out there, you guys can tell us about him. I believe he's one of their top prospects or something like that because I remember that they always had a guy just waiting behind Jansen. I always thought he was going to lose his job, but he's a pretty good catcher. For the Yankees, Donaldson, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, DJ LeMahieu making a start, and I lost it. There it is. Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, Kyle Higashioka, and Isaiah Connor Falefa. Cab, any plays here?
Man, when you come back to it, I'm leaning over. I haven't looked at the home run total, but if the home run total is 2.5 home runs for the game, shout out Real Deal Prime. He put Cortez home run, but then he also put home run. If it's 2.5, I would, depending on the weather and everything, I could really see 3 home runs in this game, right? I mean, who couldn't?
Absolutely. If someone in the chat could find us that would be great. And Jacksonville Zoe also saying, I like the Yankees team total over 4.5. DJ starting. That cannot continue. 1 of 10. By the way, Yankees score tonight. Not bad. He just got to get the ball in the air. That's DJ's main thing. If he just keeps spiking balls into the ground, he'll never get it. But he's a good
line drive to right field.
That's all it is. Next game is my next play. The Miami Marlins, still on their West Coast road trip against the Los Angeles Angels. Marlins fans, I've told you this once. I'll tell you again. My team started on a West Coast road trip last year, I think 2 years ago after the World Series ring. It was not a fun time, so I'm sorry for you guys right now. It's a brutal way to start the season. Jesus Luzardo, baby Jesus, for these Miami Marlins versus Patrick Sandoval, a pitcher's matchup that if you're a baseball head, you're very interested about because some of us are not out on Jesus Luzardo. I still like Jesus. I think that both of these guys are good in their own right. I took the no-run first inning. This is the no-run first inning that I feel, least comfortable about. But I believe in both these guys. If not for the first inning, but going forward, I think that both these guys can be good bet on pitchers. I just need to see something from Luzardo here. That's the main guy. I think Patrick Sandoval is a better pitcher right now in the public eye, but Jesus Luzardo for sure could be better if he just gets his shit together. Cap, what you think?
Okay, so I like nicknames with baseball, so I'm going to stick with Baby Jesus. Here's his problem, man. His ball travels like back over the plate, and he leaves it middle in sometimes. And when he does, it's fat. I mean, it's fat. That's really what his issue is. If you watch him pitch, it's not a lazy thing. It's just his ball comes back over the plate, and he leaves it up over the plate. And if you leave the ball middle in to a professional hitter, they're going to do what they're supposed to do with it, right? He is a good pitcher, though. He's not as bad as his ERA says, but I'm not betting on him. I can tell you that right now. I'm not betting on him right now. For everybody, because I see some people saying they like to, get home run props and stuff. It's time for Welsh, but I'm not going lefty on lefty, obviously. But Trout, I know the people love to hate Trout since he's like everyone's favorite, but with the way Baby Jesus' ball travels up middle in, travels over the plate, I could easily see Trout hitting a bomb tonight. I'm also leaning on the Angels in the first 5.
I like that. Are you making that official, by the way, Cabby? I've got Trout plus 240 right here.
I want to talk to some people. So, and I need to talk to you when we each get time. Time's just crazy to come by right now, but I'm noticing that I'm going to have to work on my value in my plays with baseball, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good value for a home run. Is that enough? Or you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, I definitely understand it. I wanted to see what Shohei's was because Shohei had a home run off of Jesus Luzardo already, and he I think will probably bat leadoff. Let me double check. I mean, he's been batting leadoff this whole time, so I expect that to change. He is, so that would be my concern for the no-run first inning. And we all saw. I mean, it's circling all over baseball Twitter. Shohei Ohtani doing CPR to his bat. I will probably guarantee you that he has a good game tonight. I would not be surprised at all. That's just, how baseball works. Obviously, he does CPR to his bat. Oh, his bat comes alive. He hits a home run and double,
works.
2-for-4, fucking 3 RBIs. Angels win.
What's his value on the home run? Because, like you said, I could see him too.
Just shitty. That's I think personally, I would rather have it at plus 300 or above. The only time I would want lower than that if I had, for example, like Kyle Schwarber. 5 of 10, 5 home runs against Taijuan Walker. Wasn't even plus 300. Didn't get the home run. I think only got 1, maybe 2 plate appearances against him. So
I know we don't have too much time to stay in one game, but man, those home run and shout out to the chat again. Teflon home run lines seem low. That makes my lean on the Angels seem. Why are those home run lines so low, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the novelty of them as well. I think books are starting to realize that baseball people like betting home runs. People like giving out home run props as a thing. By the way, Reek giving a plus 245 show a home run on DraftKings. It also helps to shop around, obviously, when you're looking for books and such. I think that the books have decreased those odds for sure, though. I think the novelty of them helps, and it just increases the value on them. Like I think plus 175 is kind of shitty. Plus 245 is definitely a little more worth it for an A-plus player like that. So, I mean, I'm not going to make anything official like that. When Connor Mack comes on, obviously he'll do Jack of the Day, and I'll be subjected to give one, of course. But I think we've got to just keep moving on. And by the way, Jacksonville said he has Shohei to do it at plus 250 on Bovada. Let me refresh again. We might just be looking at the different thing because I have player to hit a home run plus 175. Let me double check. Player to hit a home run in the game plus 175. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll figure it out. I just don't think that's worth it, to be honest.
No.
So let's just keep moving on here. Cabby, appreciate you for joining me. Nationals, Braves, Patrick Corbin, who has been described as one of the worst pitchers in baseball so far. I mean, it's been a really tough go versus Bryce Elder, getting called up, making his major league debut, giving the Braves a little length in their rotation. Want to give Max Fried some length or some rest, I guess, an extra day. Minus 163 for a pitcher on his debut. No thanks. No, thank you.
I know.
Patrick Corbin also stinks. Lean over, but I could see this being like a 5-4. Or like a 3-4 game, something like that, just something weird. These interdivision games with the Nationals, I'm starting to notice that the Nationals like the Orioles of the NL East. So I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna watch and see how Bryce does and how Patrick Corbin does in his second start.
Okay, so this one for me, man, I already told you it was one of my plays, so we already know that I'm on the Braves in the first 5 on the run line. Obviously, I'm worried about backing a 22-year-old on his first start. That's not something I'm looking forward to. But the way that I cap this is this Braves team is still a good hitting team, and they're angry right now, man. They're angry, and I promise you that the mental aspect on baseball it plays a factor. When you have a team that's talented, from top to bottom like this team is, they're gonna get their runs. They're gonna come back. Corbin. Every single year, the last 3 years, his ERA has just got significantly worse. And one thing, if you pay attention to a pitcher, if something like that's trending down, it's it's done. I mean, it's just time for him, right? He's done. That's all there is to it. If you can't just continuously get worse. He gave up 37 bombs last year. I mean, just
Yeah, and let's mention again that he's had a start already. One of the pitchers that's going for the second time around. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks against the Mets. That's a not an awful start for Patrick Corbin, you know. But yeah, I mean the bar's set pretty low for Patrick, but I wouldn't honestly, if you look at it sideways, I wouldn't hate a Nationals bet, but just this game is disgusting. In my opinion, I just can't get down with the Nationals right now. So staying off this game for sure. And by the way, UT guy, Bryce Eller. So I will see what happens here. The number 5 overall prospect for the Atlanta Braves going up. So no pass or no pick here for us. All passes.
No, I'm on it. I'm on the
Oh,
Braves.
sorry, you're on the Braves first
Yeah,
5.
yeah. But
what was it? You said it -0.5 or -1. What did you say?
the run line, yeah, it was -0.5 a run.
Right.
Like I said, so, and I already touched on how the mentality is different, and can he like handle it? Can he process it, or can a pitcher process it? But his ERA and his showing in the minors last year was very, very impressive. There's a reason why they bumped him up so fast. And I mean, pitchers don't get bumped up like that. And he wasn't even a first-round draft pick. I want to say he was a 4th round. I should have had this written down. But
I got you. He's a 5th-round pick.
Okay.
And in AAA, he went 2-3, but with a 2.21 ERA and seven starts, 36 innings pitched. So obviously, again, real deal. He's number 5 overall prospect in the Brave system, which was not as bad as it is now. You know, they've obviously shipped some dudes out, and they've bringing dudes up to help the championship roster. So I don't hate Bryce Elder. But you need to see it first. What you say, Cab? Don't bet what you don't know.
You got me, man. You got me.
But
I explained the whole situation around this one, though.
Yeah. I like that first 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Corbin gets smashed, anyways. Shout out to Real Deal Prime commenting and watching along for us. Corbin on your fantasy team last year. I couldn't get in fantasy baseball this year because of the show. I was too busy, but I respect that, and I'm a big fantasy baseball head. And by the way, wanted to mention this: Ozzie Albies, 3 home runs against my man Patrick Corbin. Marcell Ozuna, 2 home runs. Adam Duvall, 2 home runs off of him so far in their careers. Next game, a matchup that I think is just funny on paper to look at sometimes. Dodgers Twins. I think both these teams are very interesting. I've got Andrew Heaney versus Chris Archer on the bump. I think Chris Archer was washed 3 years ago, personally. I'm shocked that he's still bouncing around Major League Baseball, to be honest. I cannot believe it. And I think Andrew Heaney is a decent pitcher. And I'll tell you, I faded Andrew Heaney all last year. And the main reason why I did so is because he is a fly ball pitcher. And the Yankees thought it was wise to trade for a fly ball pitcher in the smallest stadium in the league.
Right.
That was just never going to work. That was never going to work. Appreciate you watching, Zoe. Thanks for tuning in. I don't believe how – I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. So I think Andrew Heaney is a little better than his numbers say. You know, he had – oh, my goodness. Just looking at it, a 5.26 ERA, but a 4.85 FIP. So you can see the difference there. Obviously, he's not fucking Randy Johnson in his prime, but he's not a bad pitcher. So, honestly, at -130 for the Dodgers, I take a long look at it. I did too. Take a long look at it, but I don't want to lay that price with Andrew Heaney on the mound at the end of the day. So I do not want to do this. And on top of that, Puzzler wrote a great point. I have this written down on my notes in large letters. Likely rain. So this game might not even go. So 41% chance of rain, 14-mile-per-hour wind. Again, Andrew Heaney is a fly ball pitcher, so this will be interesting if this game goes. Cab, what you got?
Man, so if the weather was right, we should all be on the over together here, but it's not, right? And weather definitely makes a difference in baseball. On the other side, Archer, He's had a 4 or higher ERA since 2016. I mean, these pitchers aren't good, man. Like you said, there could be like upside for the Dodgers pitcher, but I would only look over in the first 5 because I'd attack the starting pitchers, and I'm not going first 5 over if there's a 41% chance of rain and a 14-mile-an-hour wind. There's no.
That
So
does not seem fun to play, and obviously, and that does not seem like hitting weather. Shout out to you, Ron Crawford. Appreciate you for watching. Shout out to Ron, by the way, spreadsheet play of the day, the Yankees. Hope that cashes for you as I say that through gritted teeth. And by the way, I will shout this out again. Mookie Betts, 12 of 36, 4 home runs, 5 Ks off of Chris Archer. Not someone I would want to back. Take a look at those Mookie Bet props if you guys are interested in those. Maybe even a Jack of the Day, but we talked kind of extensively about how those props are not the best. All right, next game, Kansas City Royals versus the St. Louis Cardinals. I think this is a battle to see which barbecue is better. I think these teams are very close. You know, Kansas City, St. Louis, all that great stuff. I would say that this is a weird pitching matchup, to say the least. Daniel Lynch versus Dakota Hudson. Dakota Hudson coming off of TJ, 8 innings pitched last year, so don't know what the hell we're going to get from him. Says he's good to go, got up to 90 pitches in spring, so I think that you should not be afraid if you're worried about a first pitcher or first start coming off of TJ. Versus Daniel Lynch, I just honestly, I thought he was going to be a little better. He was one of the Royals' top prospects, or I guess, I don't want to call him a number 1 prospect, obviously, but he was up there. He's in the top 10 or 15 of their system, in a system that is a good system. But I just has not shown anything that you would really want to bet on. 4-6 with a 5.96 ERA, but a 4.82 FIP. So that maybe you can look there if you want to feel a little better about betting on the Royals here. 44% hard hit rate. I just, a first round pick from the Cardinals. They obviously saw something of him to take him that high. I'm off this game. I think it'll be an interesting watch. Honestly, I would lean over in this game. You see both these pitchers, you automatically think 2 slapdicks. So maybe over, but Cab, I don't fuck with totals like that. So what do you have here?
Man, you did a really good job of breaking this down. So it's baseball. The Royals will go up there and not give up a run after I say this. But the last 2 games, they've given up 27 runs. Think about what I just said. 27
against the
runs.
Guardians. Against
the Guardians, man.
The worst offense in baseball. And well, actually, apparently not, because Steven Kwan is the best player in baseball. I forgot. Apologies.
Well, so 27 runs, and then we got Lynch here in spring training, and I know it's spring training, but it's hard for me to get my mind around, like, people try all the time in baseball. There ain't no way that I'm trying to let somebody hit a home run on me. It's embarrassing. I don't care where it is or who it is. I don't want it to happen, right? And he gave up 4 home runs in 3 spring games. You already covered his ERA. He's not good. I thought I saw somebody down in the chat, shout out to whoever it was, says Lynch doesn't make it through 3 innings. I swear I just saw that a second ago.
Real Deal says Lynch maybe 3 innings. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would
add to that too. Lynch, BABIP, outrageous. Cards all the way, and I'm a Royals fan. Shout out to Ron.
Shout out. Well, so I love that, because my play here is the Cardinals in the first 5 on the run line. I'm paying a little bit much for it at -125. Like I said, I got to work on my value, but I recognize it, and I'm going to. And I can't not back him. And Tommy John is not what it used to be, man. The doctors have gotten so good at that procedure. Pitchers come back from Tommy John more than they don't. And a lot of times they are throwing harder. That's not a myth. That's a real thing. I'm not scared at all to the fact that he's coming off of Tommy John. If anything, I'm ready, because he's probably worked his ass off to get back to this point where he is right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, and I forgot as well, Matty Ice, tame play of the day. Cardinals team total over 4.5. So,
yes,
I mean, that's really all you got to say. Ron on him, Matty Ice on him. I believe Boston Nick also said Don Ricci on it. So, I'll take the Cardinals, but nothing official for me. But I would definitely lean that way. Take them in whatever way you can. First 5 team total all that good stuff. All right, number 9 on this list, the Colorado Rockies and Chad Kuhl versus the Texas Rangers and my old friend Martin Perez.
Ugh. Really?
Now,
Like for real?
no.
Oh, sorry. That's that stupid question, bro. I'm sorry because it's like my bad. Go
No,
ahead.
he is not my friend, unfortunately. But actually, I think he would not be my friend even after this because I took the Rockies first 5 minus a half. I flipped that plus into a minus, and I got plus 150 for those odds. I think that this Rockies team is scrappy and all that good stuff, but I think Chad Kuhl is a pretty decent pitcher. You know, if you look at his home road splits from last year, and you'll have a fucking laugh. A 2.4. Let me look. Yeah, 2.4 home ERA, and then on the road, 7.32. 7.32. So I need to see something here. Obviously, Chad Kuhl would have seen this, and I think he would have addressed this. But I think that this is for sure an under game. For example, I think that this offensive park is I should say the park in this offense is draining. I think Chad Kuhl can have early success, and I think Martin Perez stinks.
Yeah,
I don't believe in Martin Perez. He was very on and off for the Red Sox. He was a spot starter for the Red Sox. Eventually got kicked out of the rotation. I mean, he has his days of being good, and maybe this could be a case of me betting on an older pitcher or against them early and it costing me. Shout out to Corey Kluber. But I just don't think that Martin Perez will be able to hold a Rockies offense down for very long. And I didn't take full game in particular because I think the Rangers could end up winning this game too. I think that the Rockies could get on them early. You know, Chad Kuhl figures this out, and the Rockies blow it late. These games have been pretty exciting to watch. Shout out to the slide rule at second, ending the game yesterday. But I ultimately, this is a hobo fight or whatever, a bum fight, as Jimmy calls it. So I'll take my Rockies first 5. Probably won't watch most of this game. Check in every once in a while and hope that they can put some offense together. Cab, what you got here?
Sorry that I keep doing this, man, but you got the best chat ever, man. Pub Sports Radio, like, always have the best chats. Boston Nick was talking about his buddy coming back from Tommy John throwing 94 when he was throwing 90, and that's a common jump. 2 to 4 miles an hour is common from somebody coming back after Tommy John. So I just wanted to go ahead and say that really quick.
No, yeah, go ahead.
The Rangers suck, so I'm going to just go ahead and jump there next. I said it last time I was here. They spent $500 million. They can score runs. Cool. I mean, this is the same Rangers team that I've grown up with. And because, you know, I'm from the Dallas area. This is the same Rangers team that I grew up with in the 90s. They can hit a little bit. Cool. But they have no pitching whatsoever at all. And Martin Perez, he's bad. Him and Nick Martinez were 2 of my least favorite pitchers ever when they were on the Rangers in the rotation. And Nick Martinez did not do good yesterday. Do not let those numbers fool you. I know we don't got time, but he did not do good, okay? He got lucky and pitched out of a lot of really shitty situations. If you're looking at this game, I don't see how you can bet the Rangers as a favorite. When the Rangers are a favorite, and this is me talking about value, yesterday I told myself, I said, I'm going to hate myself when the Rangers lose this game for not betting them. And I didn't do it. And then they lost. They're a favorite again. Am I really going to do it again? And I think I am. But, God, if you're going to make a play, take the value right there because it's just screaming. I think you're right. And I think the Rangers could end up – I think both these teams could end up as one of the worst in baseball, you know, like fighting for that top 5 to 10 worst record. But I just think right now the Rockies got a little bit more put together. They've got pieces that have been there for a little longer, Charlie Blackmon, all those guys. And I will shout out Chad Kuhl has had, you can see this, a little bit of success against these guys. Brad Miller 0 for 3 with a K. Marcus Semien 0 for 3 with a K. Corey Seager 2 for 8, 2 Ks. So, you know, I'm going to take this chance. I would never take it to plus a half. I think that was like a minus like 115. I forgot what it was. I don't remember. I wanted the bigger score here. I think that the Rockies could win this game outright. So I wanted to take the first 5. And we'll see how that goes. Next game, we're going out west. I cashed on them last night. Shout out to my man, Nicky Marino, for getting me on the Padres. I blind faith-tailed him. I didn't like the play, honestly, and it cashed, of course. Shout out to Nicky
appreciate you as always for joining me, but I'm going with the Padres again tonight. Taking the Padres right now. I think I got them at minus 112, I believe, on the full game money line. I think right now, sitting here thinking probably should have taken first 5, but I think that the Padres bullpen, even though it got used up a little yesterday in a tight game, I think they can come out and have another good performance against a Giants offense that is fighting for the top 5 worst offenses in baseball. I mean, I say this often. I probably should make
They're
a list
horrible.
and figure it out who the top 5 are, the top 5 worst offenses are. But we'll save that for another day. I think Yu Darvish can go out here and dominate again. We've talked about Yu Darvish on this program before, and I'll just give you the floor to wax poetically about you because last time out, 6 innings pitched, no earned, no hits, 3 Ks, 4 walks. That's not what he wants, but obviously, no hits is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was great, and I was happy to see that because I gave the Padres out, and I talked about how I thought you was going to come in this season and deal in, and he did. Real quick, and this was stupid because the Giants suck, man. They cannot hit. I gave out the first 5 over yesterday as a fade against Nick Martinez, and I will be fading Nick Martinez again. In the first 2 innings, these 2 teams had 3 runners on third base, and this is in the first 2 innings. 3 runners on third base with less than 2 outs, and they struck out all 3 times. Then they proceeded the next inning to do it a 4th time. I mean, it was like I can't watch that shit, man. It's so sickening. I don't care if you're saying, oh, it's professional. Shorten up, widen up your stride, and put the damn ball in play. That's it. Just put the ball in play. And they couldn't do it. I mean, they flat out couldn't do it against Nick Martinez. So this was a lean, and I'm going to go ahead and make it a play. I'm going with the first 5 in Darvish in this one. I think it was minus 105. How could I not? This Giants team sucks, man. They're just bad. That's all there is to it. And I don't care if they run Darvish off the field tonight. What I saw last night is burned into my memory.
Shout out to both Rons, by the way, in the chat. I just imagined a Spider-Man meme with Rons pointing at each other right there. I'll just to push back I'm on the Padres already, as you know, but just to play devil's advocate here, looking at the numbers for the San Francisco lineup, Mike Yastrzemski, 4-10, 6 RBIs, 3 home runs, 3 Ks. Brandon Belt, 3 of 14, a home run off of him. Jock Peterson, a home run on 2 of 9. Brandon Crawford, 3 for 13, a home run. So they've hit him for power before, but low averages except for Mike. I keep wanting to call him Carl. But I think, and also Alex Cobb, Ron Crawford saying that we've done that for 5 years. That's funny. Ron Crawford saying that he likes Alex Cobb in this. And my thing is, obviously we saw last year that the Giants took these older, project, whatever you want to call them, Disclafani, those guys, and kind of, changed them, did whatever, just tweaked them a little bit and got the best out of these guys. The second year of that, I'm trying to fade those dudes. But Cobb right now is on the first year of that. And maybe the Giants and their analytics has found something in Cobb and they can, twist them and all that shit. By the way, apparently the Reds just tied it up 4-4. They were up 4-0. Jesus. That's great right there. I was looking at those live plays earlier. Did not want to give the Reds out because I didn't believe in them. And look at them now. So good. Shout out to them. But I just wanted to say all that to say that, the Giants, great analytics, blah, blah, blah. I still think the Padres are a better offense than them. I still think that Yu Darvish is a better pitcher than Alex Cobb. And I think that you're getting a short price for a team that I think could end up being a playoff team over this Giant squad. So I'm going to take and by the way, the Padres ended the year on a sour taste in their mouth, obviously. I think they want to get some revenge and start off hot. So I took the Padres money line minus 112.
I like it. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and make the first 5. It was minus 105, what I have written down. I don't know if it's changed since I wrote it down because I was capping for a while. I haven't, and I know we don't have time for my story, but I haven't been betting as long as a lot of these people in here have. I think I've explained that to you and to other people. I know I explained it on my show. So finding value is something I need to work on with baseball. But one thing I do know, and this is just baseball in general, not betting. You said it, man. Darvish is the better pitcher. They're the better hitting team right now. Like, you can't not side with that because more times than not, it's going to be right. Darvish could get, it's baseball, man. Darvish could get blown out in the first inning. It happens all the time to absolutely everyone. It's just a part of the game. It sucks, but it is what it is. But everything lines up for us right here, and we're getting value, which I want to work on with the Padres. So I'm jumping on first five with you.
Awesome. Well, I like that as well. Shout out to Wham. Appreciate you, Wham, as always, for watching. Hit that like button. Of course, helps you guys, gets the show in the algorithm. Need that sweet
Yeah,
algorithm.
Wham, man, he was awesome. I was so excited to meet him, man.
All righty, last one on the card: the Houston Astros versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Here, man, I wanted to break a cardinal sin and just take the Astros money line here -160, a stupid price.
Ooh.
Well, not a stupid price, I should say, just a lot of juice, and I didn't want to. And ultimately, I didn't want to do it because Madison is liable to go out there and dazzle if it helps that he has some shadows or maybe some sticky stuff on the ball, whatever. But I do think the Astros dominate here tonight. I think Luis Garcia is an excellent pitcher. And I don't know.
Very good.
It seems to me that a lot of people are down on Luis Garcia and Framber Valdez, and maybe it's just me that I've seen them in postseason play with my fucking own two eyes.
They're good,
shut
bro.
out the Red Sox and dominate the Red Sox. I think they're really good pitchers, and honestly, I think Framber Valdez could be an AL Cy Young candidate this year. He's that good, and I think Luis Garcia, his rockababy wind up motion. I think they can dazzle a Diamondbacks offense who Ron Lofton is saying right there, fade is Diamondbacks. He even said, too, one of the worst offenses, if not the worst in baseball, Here's a game, Cab. Let's play a game. Let's go back and forth naming Diamondbacks position players.
Right? No, hey, or name past Diamondback players who were very good, right?
Exactly. You've got Luis Gonzalez, Ketel Marte, maybe.
I'm out, bro. I'm not playing this one.
It's so tough, and I like the Diamondbacks. I wish they were a competitive franchise again, but I think the Astros roll here. I don't want to take the run line. Obviously, I have not taken one yet, but if you take the run line, I do not besmirch your name. I saw a couple of people say it. Ron Crawford, I think, saying it right here too. Astros run line. Yeah, I agree with you guys, but I'm not going to take it myself. So, Cab, what do you got here?
So we're jumping into action today, man. I told you I wanted to come in here and see if we can get some money. I've already added 2 plays, and this was one of the official ones I have. I'm on the first 5 run line here. Luis Garcia, man, when you're talking about these 2 pitchers, they attack hitters, all right? And pitchers that attack hitters, they get hit sometimes, but they come back and throw strikes, and they go after hitters, and that's what I want. I don't want somebody up there picking at the corners. I mean, God, there's nothing more frustrating than when you bet on a team and the pitcher can't throw strikes, right? Like, tell me anything more frustrating, right? Luis Garcia, he's that guy. And Madison Bumgarner, if you look at I said this earlier about somebody else we were talking about, I already forgot, but if you look at his ERA, it has steadily decreased over the years. He's getting older and older and older, and it's going down and down and down. He's just holding on and playing as long as he can. You're right. He could go out there and throw a fucking no-hitter. I don't know. It's Madison Bumgarner, but I don't see it happening. He hasn't been good for a while. The Astros are a good team, and like I just said before, in baseball, you got to go with what lines up. The Astros are what line up in this game. They could lose. You know that. But, God, man, this is beautiful right here. I love taking the Astros in this spot.
Yeah, and I'll play again. I'll keep playing devil's advocate a little bit. Sure. By the way, shout out to the GGen woodworker. He waited all day for the show, and I bet you YouTube didn't send him a notification for it starting. YouTube's not very good.
It's hard to find these shows, especially.
Yeah, so remember, every day, Monday through Friday, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. Don't know what that is Pacific. And then Saturday, Sunday, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30% Central. And I still don't know what that is Pacific. So you'll find us here, and you can watch the replays right before the show, too. I try to end a little bit before the opening pitch, I should say, opening pitch, whatever we're calling it nowadays. But to play devil's advocate on your play here, Madison Bumgarner pitched already once, not awful. Not
Three,
awful,
three earned runs.
3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 walks, for 2 Ks. That's kind
Or
of
three ERA, sorry.
that's kind of what he's gonna do now. I think. I don't think he'll go over 4-5 innings pitched very often anymore. To be honest, I think that's once, maybe twice around the order, and then get him out of there as soon as possible because he's just not the same guy anymore. Doesn't have the same speed, and after you see him twice, you can time up everything pretty easily. So, and the Diamondbacks bullpen is nothing to write home about. We all know that. So, I do not hate any plays on them today. And by the way, just a quick thing, we mentioned we blew Luis Garcia the whole time. I will give him one thing that he needs to work on. Some homework for Luis Garcia. A 2.4 or 2.73 ERA at home, a 4.24 on the road. So this on the road, obviously, need to see it here. But I still believe in the kid. So nothing for me. I think we've had a lot of run lines. By the way, Dan Kelly is making fun of me just refusing to give out the Pacific time. Because I don't do math, Dan Kelly. It's just a thing that I avoid specifically. You could say it's 2 hours less than Central, and I just won't do the math. I'm sorry. I love you, Dan, but I appreciate you for pointing that out. Cab, so did you have anything on this when you said the run line first 5, correct?
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Astros here on the run line in the first 5. It was minus 125 on the juice.
Okay, beautiful. So let's give everyone a quick rundown, a quick recap of our play. But before we do, let's get our orders and our affairs and let's get our orders. Let's get our affairs in order, and let's get everything set for this. And let's hear from our sponsors. Thank you to Manscaped and Southtown 101 for sponsoring the show. Of course, Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Go get your beer, get your drinks here. Good show. Looking at it right now, looks lovely. The calm before the storm in Southtown right now. So appreciate all you guys. And remember, Pub Sports Radio, promo code Pub Sports, Manscaped, all that good stuff. Get your all-in-one package. It's nice. It's nice. I've used it before.
It is.
Ball toner. Feels great. No nicks or snugs, tags, whatever we're going to call them. But it's a good time. It's a good time. So I appreciate Manscaped and Southtown 101. By the way, Turnsy already making fun of that UTSA education, baby. You know. Got that degree, baby. That's what we do. And by the way, Puzzler, 18 miles per hour wind out in San Francisco right now. Apparently, according to Jimmy and Nutflush, it swirls. So we'll see how that affects it. But yeah, no, I'm aware, I guess, of the wind. I'm a little afraid of it, but that makes me feel a little better. I'm betting a higher power offense in the Padres. Excuse me.
Yesterday, Nutflush had told me that the wind was 12 miles an hour out, and man, that ball was still dying. So they, like Jimmy and Nutflush said, something has to be swirling because if that was 12 miles an hour out, I mean, I don't know what's going on there, man.
Yeah, and if you look at the park factor too, it's one of the least offensive friendly parks too. So no, I mean the wind and shit, it's one of those things where if you got boots on the ground there, you kind of listen to them. And now Flush Allen's are boots on the ground. So yeah. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention though, Puzzler, because I'm someone that forgets to mention the wind a lot. And as a growing show host, I need to improve on that. And I appreciate you for reminding me. All right, Cab, let's run through our plays here. I will go first. And then I will have you go and give me some juice numbers too along so I can write them down. Because like we said, we are keeping track. Cab last time, by the way, you went 1-2 down 100 or 100. I say 100. I mean 1 unit. I've been using $100 units, but you're down a unit, a little over a unit. So that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. You can still come out of that. Long season too, obviously. So I have the Guardians, Reds, no run first inning. That cash, thankfully. Mets, Phillies, no run first inning, which should be starting here soon. Let me refresh. It's been out 15 minutes. 15 minutes until that no run in the first inning starts. Miami, LAAA, Los Angeles, no run first inning, -110. Rockies first 5, -0.5 at +150. San Diego Padres money line at -112. And I'm gonna make it official. You guys, I'm cutting the ribbon. We're doing it. Break the bottle. I'm taking the overs. Toronto, New York, over 9.5. I'm sorry, Noli knows. I'm an over better. Shut me and mark it on my wrist, brand it on my wrist. I'm an over better. Over 9.5 in Toronto, New York. Cab, what do you got?
So for my 5, because I added 2, and I don't actually know the juice on one of these. I just have it written down from earlier. I got Mets first 5. I joined you on that at +120. I got Padres first 5 at -115. I got Atlanta first 5 -125. St. Louis first 5 -125, and Houston first 5 -118. And this is, I want to win every pick that I give out, right? But for anybody who does follow me, you need to know that I track everything in BetStamp. I'm only 10-8 on the season right now. I went 0-3 yesterday. Yesterday sucked for me as well, Jose. It was not fun at all. But
this is where we come back here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been tracking my plays for through hundreds and hundreds of them now. And one thing I've learned is it's going to happen. You're not only going to have bad days, you're going to have bad weeks, but you just got to trust the process. You got to keep going. We got a great chat in here. We got people who understand that. So I was just sharing that if you follow my plays. I only went 1 and 2 on what I gave out here, which sucks. But that day I tweeted out a list of plays and went 3 and 2 on the day, which I would have loved 3 and 2 yesterday, sitting at 0 and 3. So I just wanted to share that. So if you follow me, like my plays go on Twitter and they're all tracked on BetStamp and I'm public. I don't hide anything. Absolutely everything I bet, I put it into BetStamp.
Yeah, so shout out to BetStamp. I've been using it as well. I forgot to use it the last couple of days, so shame on me. But BetStamp, great app to track your action with as well. I think you can also follow Cab on there too. So if you want to see his action, so yeah, go follow Cab. What's your name on there?
At Dabby Cab. I keep it simple. I'm Dabby Cab everywhere. 1B, DABY, CAB.
Beautiful. So you have Mets first 5, Padres first 5, Braves first 5, Cardinals first 5, and the Astros first 5.
God, do I look at starting pitchers, man?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, dude, do you want to avoid a bullpen? Take a full game once, coward.
All right, I will.
Thank you, Dabby Cab, of course, as always, for joining me. I appreciate it. We will be back again tomorrow, of course. We are on day 6 of the Say Hey counter, so we're still moving along. Tomorrow, going to be a full week, 7-day Johnson out here, so that's not bad at all. We have a new guest. Tomorrow's Wednesday, correct, Cab?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I believe a Pub Sports Radio OG. Let me tell you, when I talk about OG Pub Sports Radio, this person helped build the channel. Mm-hmm. This person was here before Jimmy. This person I actually worked with a while ago. This is before we learned all the wondrous things during COVID. So we will have Donnie Rightside coming on to the show tomorrow. Shout out to my man, Donnie. I cannot wait. One of the first Pub Sports Radio shirt, too, tomorrow. I think I might wear my Phillies Finest shirt tomorrow. I cannot wait for that. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Appreciate everyone for joining us and commenting. Alon, Ron Crawford, Dan Kelly, by the way. Jose already can't wait for the All-Star game to get a day off. Dan, I'm just looking for that Monday where there's like 2 games, 1 game. Those are the days that I'm looking for to lighten up the schedule. But we're all right. We're fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be fine and perfect. Teflon Don, appreciate you for watching. Let's get it, Cab, a marathon. Hydrate, Jose. I've been spitting all over the place, too, by the way. I spat like 3 times during this show. A lot of phlegm going on here. Real Deal Prime, DGen, Woodworker, appreciate you. AOD, appreciate. Donnie is the GOAT. Yes, Donnie's a great capper. I can't wait to talk to him. It's been a while since I talked to Donnie. Like I said, Pub Sports Radio OG, Ron Crawford, everyone for joining us. Puzzler, appreciate you. Boston Nick, everyone. Jared T.G., Christopher Commentini, Ron Lofton, Turnsey,
Yeah.
Nasty Nate. Red Sox win today, Nate. We needed it. We needed it. Tomorrow, going to be a big offensive day for the Red Sox, too, against Eduardo Rodriguez. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for tomorrow, too. It's going to be fun, guys. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow right back here, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. And if you take 2 hours off of 4:30 Central, you get 2:30 Pacific. That's for you,
Yeah.
Daniel!